If I start sweating profusely, then we'll have to stop. No.
That's okay. I might start sweating. So let's start easy. So when did you join 54 Realty?
It was December of, I didn't actually sign until January of 2016. So it's been almost 9 years.
So
This
you-
coming January will be 9 years.
9 years. What kind of, made you stick it out this long? What was the reasoning for being in for 9 years?
I'm loyal to Rose and Joe. I started with them when it was Keller Williams, moved to Remax, then Independent, and they just have always been a great support, great leaders, great, I just really trust them, and I love being a part of their family.
Would you say, how has maybe real estate or 54 Realty impacted your real estate career?
Oh, I mean, I went from Keller Williams Plant City, where everybody has, been in real estate there for years and years and years. They have the monopoly of things. And I just coming over to 54 Realty, I learned a lot more. There were a lot more classes, a lot more camaraderie, power hours. We did all kinds of stuff. We went as a group over to the Tom Ferry class in Orlando, like a few months after I started, and it's just made my knowledge of real estate better than just coming out of real estate school. I've just learned a lot from them.
You kind of touched on it, but is there anything else that might differ, as far as brokerages from 54 to the other brokerages, or maybe what sets us apart?
The back office, the marketing team, you as the office manager, Bob with the accounting, and then the relationships we have like with the mortgage companies and the title company, but the back office, listing coordination, transaction coordinators, all of the support we have is heads and tails above, any real estate brokerage that I know of, and definitely above the one that I was with in Plant City.
Well, let's talk about, how have you grown from the beginning to here? What, have you developed as an agent, and you have your own professional goals, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely gung-ho when I first got into it, because I wanted to get into real estate for a long time. I wanted to wait until my son got old enough so I could spend time away weekends and nights without feeling guilty. So once he got old enough, then I decided it was time. But I just, building rapport with people, and then not only having them as clients, but then they become friends, and getting referrals from those people. I've just learned so much over the years. I just feel like I've definitely mastered what I know and like as real estate, and I've slowed down a little bit. I was working a lot more up until the last year or so. My husband works out of town a lot, so I'm slowed down a little bit, but I still have some goals.
You probably are able to slow down because of how far you've come as an agent.
Right, and I have a husband.
What would you say to any other agents that are maybe looking to join a brokerage? Maybe they're starting real estate for the first time. What kind of advice would you give them, or what would be a reason to join 54 Realty at all?
Well, I always tell people what my real estate instructor told me. He said, don't just go with the first brokerage that you go talk to, interview, or whatever. Find out which one is best for you. But I always tell people, whether it's another realtor on the other side of the transaction I'm working with, someone that's getting into real estate that I find out about, I always tell them, come and talk to our brokerage. Because you don't have to live in Lutz or Wesley Chapel, Pasco area. You can live outside of the area, come to the brokerage meetings. And I always encourage people to come here, because there's just a lot more to offer here than, other brokerages. So,
yeah. Absolutely. We at 54 Realty have been trying to find other agents that are kind of like you, that might be more independent, that have more experience. Sometimes they might be a little shy because they might have any needs, might be a beginner. What would you say to someone who's like established? They're like, I've been in my brokerage forever.
I would tell them, just come and talk to the people here to see if there's something more that you can click with. Maybe the office fee is lower. Maybe there's something that we can offer, or that 54 Realty can offer, that's different from what they have. Maybe they're just possibly looking for a change. It's always a good idea to come and talk to us. Maybe they don't have the back office staff that we have here. And that's a huge plus when you're, working on a transaction and you need a little help from a transaction coordinator or listing coordinator. So, I just would always encourage people to come and talk to the people here. I think that a lot of people would realize that there's a lot more here than other brokerages.
Can you describe your experience or feelings about connecting with your coworkers? You touched a lot on the office staff. What about the other agents here? Do you feel connections with them, or how does that work?
Oh yeah. Before I came to 54 Realty, I wanted to talk to some of the agents that were already here. So Joe, I can't remember if it was Joe or Rose, gave me all of their numbers, and I called a few of them. Chris was one I know. They were all very positive about the brokerage, had nothing but good things to say about it. They encouraged me to give it a try. I'm a loyal person, so once I know I want to make a change, I'm going to stay with that company for a while. And here I am almost 9 years later, and I can't imagine making a change now. I would always, say that the people that I've made friends with here are from day one, and then I've made other friends along the way, and I've had other new agents contact me. So I don't know who gave them my number, but that's fine with me, because I would encourage you to give my number to anybody so I can spread the good word about 54 Realty.